Hey y'all, Bear here. Cast Iron Wednesday time. May challenge. Thanks Shovelhead 8, Native Tearz. We're doing Cinco De Mayo, and I asked for some suggestions. Y'all submitted a lot of really good suggestions, but one stuck out to me I wanted to try for a number of reasons, and we'll talk about that. But we're doing Pozole. That's right, Pozole. Hominy stew. We're going to do it on my skillet, in my skillet, and see how it comes out. I've never had Pozole before. It's one of the reasons I wanted to try it. Alright y'all, so in the end, my Pozole over there is a stew. And so we need some hot water to get in the pan when it's time. So I've got 10 cups of water, and we're going to put it on this stove while we brown off our pork. There we go. Now we'll have hot water ready for us to go on the pork. Let's go put some pork in the pan. Alright, so let's see here. We need some oil. The recipe calls for some olive oil. The recipe calls for some roughly chopped garlic to go in towards the end of the cooking. So I've got 4 cloves here. We're going to give a rough chop. The recipe doesn't really say a mince. It says a rough chop. So I'm going to leave it kind of big and chunky. And I've had some pre-diced pork chilling in the cooler. So we're going in with it.
Searing this off in small batches probably would have been better.
Alright y'all, I felt like my coals were a little cool, and just for time I got some more coals on there getting a little bit hotter, and I'm just coming over to the gas stove to brown off my pork. Alright, let's add in our garlic. Alright, I'm going back to the charcoal and get my water hot. I'm going to take a little bit of this water and we're going to deglaze. Let my water finish coming to a boil, and let's get the other players in the pan. I've got oregano, bay leaves, and cumin. We've got the hominy. My Rojo sauce, I pre-made at home.
To prepare our sauce, you'll need about 4 ounces of dried chilies. This is the ones I used. You'll take your chili and top them. Then you'll slice them up the side, opening the chili to remove the veins and seeds. You'll end up with something like this. Roast them in a dry pan. You'll need 4 cloves of garlic, some salt. Soak your chilies in some hot water, then put everything in a blender. You'll blend it till smooth, and then we sieve, pushing all the liquid through till you end up with just a solid left. You should have a nice smooth sauce like this.
About 1.5 cups, 2 cups worth. Alright y'all, I've got boiling water. And now it just cooks. We just go hang out for a couple hours. Now, the recipe suggests a fatty, marbly piece of pork, which is going to give you lots of this foam. You see this here? This is the fat starting to come off. And if you want, you can go in and scoop that out. Hey y'all, Bear here. Look here, the Pozole's been cooking for a little over 2 hours, so it's time to get the garnishes ready. And for starters, we got chips. There's something else that they call for, or the chips. Let's see here. The recipe calls for tostada shells, so this was my easy out. These are the nice thick hearty ones, like the ballpark nachos you get. And then we got this. We got cilantro, white onion, lime, cabbage, radish, and avocado. And I don't know what we're gonna get there. Boy, that sucker's super ripe. I bought that guy about a week ago, and it's been ripening up. So let's get to cooking. I got a platter to build. We gotta fill up the platter so people can make bowls. I guess we should give our hands a little wipey. So what we're gonna want here is nice thin strips of the cabbage. One of the reasons I chose to do this particular dish is it seemed to be very much a party dish. Get your friends and family together and y'all have a good time. And I thought that represented Cinco de Mayo. I wonder if you can eat radish greens. I'm gonna have to look that up. This is one of the things I used to love as a kid. I love some radishes. I would grow them in our garden. And you want to cut your radishes nice and thin. It's a little tedious, but what else do you have to do while your pozole cooks? And it's probably one of the reasons this is a party dish, because it is honestly very labor intensive. All right, some cilantro. And if you're one of those people that don't like cilantro, you could always do some parsley or just leave it out altogether. It doesn't matter, it's your pozole. Cook it the way you want. Now, if raw onion's a little strong for you, a good trick is when you dice this up, soak it in a little water. That'll pull some of the bite out. I'm making some pretty tight wagon wheel slices on this guy because I want these diced pretty small. I want some of this lime. And this honestly is might be a little ripe. This might be better for guacamole at this point, but I've got another one that's not quite as ripe. We'll see what we get. Yeah, it's okay. So let's get. Ooh. Yeah, it's on its way to guacamole, y'all. I'm gonna give my avocado a little squirt of lime, and that's gonna help keep it from oxidizing on me. Alright, y'all, so all I got left to do is to make my plate. Let's see here. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some of this cabbage down on the bottom so the heat from the pozole can kind of wilt it. And honestly, I think most pozzoles are going to call for a lot more liquid than this, but my family likes stuff more stew-like. Let's see, we need a couple slices of avocado. We need some onions sprinkled around. We need a few radishes. It's kind of like doing a pho. A little cilantro. A nice hit of lime. And there we go. I think it's time to dig in. I'm gonna skip the chips. Well, look here, thanks again for all the suggestions. I'm gonna dig in now. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Get something with a little bit of everything here. Kind of like that. Oh man, that's good stuff, y'all. You need to make this. Make a big pot, invite some friends over, invite your family over. My family was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, things happened. They didn't make it. I'm gonna take it home to them, and we'll see you on the trail.